Today is October the 26th of 2014, the day after the Michigan Wolverines went up against the Michigan State Spartans. Um, Me and my girl on her birthday, which it was, by the way, it was yesterday, was her 38th birthday. So once again, happy birthday. Um, so we went to TGI Fridays to watch the game on the big screen and to hopefully see the Michigan Wolverines become victorious, but unfortunately that did not manifest itself on that particular day. My observations when I was watching the game was Michigan made too many mistakes. Um, Devin Gardner, he mishandled the ball when it was snapped. The ball came out of his hand, and of course, he fumbled the ball, and it was picked up by one of the Spartan players, and they had good field position. And it was another time when he threw a interception, and the ball was picked off, and so it was just a series of mistakes that really caused Michigan to lose. And the final score was, I believe, was 35-11 was the final score. So pretty much, Michigan pretty much got humiliated again by the Michigan State Spartans, and it's not a very good feeling whatsoever to be beaten by one of your rivals, especially from East Lansing, and both programs doesn't like each other. Period. And my girl, she's a Spartan fan, and of course it was her birthday, and I guess it was well fit for her team to win, considering it was her birthday. But it didn't have anything to do with how Michigan played. I mean, they just played sloppy. But it's one good thing that I can say about what Michigan did. Their defense, they definitely did their job on yesterday. The defense, they did a pretty decent job. It's just the offense, they just couldn't do anything with the Spartans defense. They couldn't run. They practically couldn't do anything to put points on the board. It wasn't until later in the fourth quarter when Michigan was able to put up points. They scored a touchdown, and pretty much that was about it. Besides the field goal kick that they made pretty earlier in the game. So then again, like I said, Michigan, they didn't play too great. Too many mistakes was made, and the Spartan defense was just too physical, and the Spartan offense, they had plenty of playmakers that made plays, and they put up points on the board. So pretty much, it was nothing that Michigan can do about that. It was just one of those games that you wish that it would never happen, but unfortunately it did happen, and so now Michigan had to deal with it. And so another year of bragging rights to the Spartans, and congratulations to the Spartans. And even though I'm a Wolverine fan to the day I die, it sucks, but at the same time, I mean that's the nature of the beast. I mean, that's just something that I and many Wolverine fans have to just deal with, suck it up and drive on. But I look at it this way: this season was pretty much epic failure, pretty much, and even if Michigan doesn't win their remaining 4 games, the way I see it, I'm looking towards the end of the season when ultimately Brady Hoke is going to get fired, and of course Dave Brandon, the athletic director, is going to be forced to resign, or he's going to be fired. So anyway it goes, it's going to be a massive change with the program and with the football team entirely. It's going to be a massive change, starting with the leadership on the team, as far as the head coach, as far as the AD director, and on top of that, Devin Gardner won't be back because he's a 5th-year senior, and so this is his last year as a Michigan Wolverine. So I'm assuming that next season comes, Shane Morris is going to be the starter or somebody else is going to be the starter. And so I know one thing. Michigan is going to be just fine. This year was pretty much an embarrassing season. It was a torturous season for us. But I see great things for the future of our program and for the Michigan fan base. I see good things coming down the road. And what it takes is the right man to lead the charge and to lead the program. And hopefully we can get a top coach, a top name coach that knows Michigan and has the pedigree to know how to win games and win them when they need to win games and knows how to coach. And that's what we're looking for pretty much at the end of this season. And it's going to be a pretty much another reset button that we're going to have to push another reset. But the way I see it, our next coach is going to be the ultimate one. The one that he's going to be around for a long time. He's going to be around for a long, extended period of time. And I'm just anticipating on that time when the new head coach will be introduced as the new head coach of the Michigan Wolverines. And I'll be excited, and I'm sure a whole lot of Wolverine faithful will be excited about the new hire when that time comes around. So yeah, this year was pretty much a total failure, and we just take it as a humbling experience, to say the most, to lose games like the way they lost, and to be humiliated the way we've been humiliated, and to pretty much be written off by all the sports writers, the ESPN commentators, analysts, pretty much everybody in any sports network pretty much written Michigan off and pretty much left us for dead. But you know what? After 135 years, going into year 136, Michigan football is not going anywhere anytime soon. So even though this year was an absolute failure, and even though this year Michigan was a laughingstock in college football, but make no mistake, the mighty Wolverines will be back. It may take 2 years, 3 years, or more, or maybe less. But one thing I can say, Michigan will be back the dominant force that they was back in the 80s and the 90s. Michigan will be back to that national dominance like they once was. The only thing that Michigan needs to focus on is to find the right coach that's going to coach the Wolverines and that's going to rebuild our team. But the number one objective for our new coach is to recruit the best players available, to get some better players, especially on the offensive side of the ball. They need to get some better players that knows how to score points, that's not going to be intimidated by the defense of the other team when they blitz or when they do trick plays. They won't be intimidated. So Michigan lost. It sucks, but at the same time, that's sports. You got to deal with it, and I have to deal with it, and that's fine. But I'm looking towards a new season next year, and I believe that Michigan is not going to be the same team of this year, but it's going to be a much improved under a better coach, and that's the only thing that we can hope for as Wolverines as we move forward with our program. Michigan is not dead. We won't be dead. We won't be put down, or should I say in this situation, we won't stay down for anyone. So take my word for it. It may take 2 years, may take 3 years, like I said earlier. Michigan will be back, and we will be stronger than ever. And we will be competing for national championships. Not just win Big Ten championships, but to be in the conversation to win or compete for national championships. And this is the end of this recording. And thank y'all for listening. Go Blue.